It's that time. Today I'm looking at San Francisco. San Francisco is a stunning city. There is so much to do, so much to see, beautiful people. It has so much going for it. Every time I've been to San Francisco, I've always stayed at an Airbnb, mainly because the hotel prices in the city are ridiculous. To equal location and value for money, Airbnbs are what I feel are the best way to actually see the city. If you spend a little bit more money, you will get a really nice place to stay. And if you're not too fussed about location, if you don't mind staying on the outskirts, your money will go a lot further. Okay, looking into the airports, you've got two different options. You can fly into San Francisco International Airport, or you can fly into Oakland International Airport. There can be quite a big price difference between the two. So if you are looking for return flights to San Francisco, definitely check out San Fran International as well as Oakland International Airport. Staying on that transport vibe, driving around San Francisco is interesting. Like LA, it is very busy and there is a lot of traffic. Now, parking, again, it can be very expensive if you don't know where to go. There's quite a lot of free parking dotted about the city. You've got to search for it. However, it is possible. If you want to park for a day and you don't want to pay for the full price, if you look on things like Groupon, you can get deals by doing something. Me and Joe rented bikes, and if you rented bikes, you got half price parking. Good way to save some money as well as do an activity. Getting on things to do in San Francisco. There is so much to see, so much to do, and wow, what a city. My best bits of the city are pretty much surrounding the touristy sort of attractions. And I think if you've never visited the city before, these are the things you're going to want to see. Now, to start off with, the main thing I wanted to see in San Francisco was the world famous Golden Gate Bridge. Wow. The famous red bridge of San Francisco in the misty hills of the valley of Golden Gate Bridge was the first thing I ever saw in San Francisco. It was the first thing I wanted to go and see. So when I was on a road trip, I just drove straight up the 101 and landed at the Golden Gate Bridge. And what a sight. It is an incredible piece of architecture and it is just, it's breathtaking. It's one of those, it was a childhood thing, it was embedded in here somehow that I had to go and see this thing. You need to do the 1 mile walk or whatever it is across the bridge. You need that view from this side, that side, every possible angle you can see the bridge, because every angle there's something different. From me to you, you've got to go and see the Golden Gate Bridge. It is just incredible. Some people will be, oh, it's just a bridge, but it's not. It's something else. That's my number one thing to see in San Francisco, which should mean this should go at the end. Just quickly on the bridge, if you want to drive across it, you will need to pay a toll. I think it was around $7 to do the crossing. To pay the toll, you need to go online, register. It's really easy. You can do it for a period of time if you're going to keep crossing it, and it will charge you every time you go across. And you literally just register your registration. It doesn't matter if you're in a rent-a-car, it just does it on the registration per a set amount of days. So you might be asking yourself, what is the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge? Why would you cross it? There's a couple of things that I'd recommend to go see over there. There is a beautiful little town called Sausalito. It's a place full of ice cream, gelato, restaurants and good times. It's a fantastic little town. The way I saw it was on a bicycle. We rented bikes from San Francisco, we cycled the city, cycled across the Golden Gate Bridge, went down into Sausalito, grabbed some ice cream, cycled back, and yes, it was a very long cycle, but something I'd highly recommend to do. The crossing the Golden Gate was brilliant on a bike, and the reward when you got to the ice cream parlour down in Sausalito, there's probably other things to do rather than ice cream, but I quite like ice cream. The other recommendation I have for the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge is a place called Muir Woods, or Muir Woods as I continually pronounced it. Over at Muir Woods, you will see the big sequoia trees, the big redwoods. You will see those mammothly, massive trees. They just cover the landscape over there, and it is incredible to see. If you've never seen a big tree in your life, or you think you've seen a big tree in your life, you've seen nothing until you've seen these trees. They're not the biggest, but around the San Francisco area, they are the biggest. They are incredible, and it is well worth a day trip over the Golden Gate Bridge. If you're gonna drive, you probably want to drive because it's a little bit further than Sausalito, but definitely go see Muir Woods if you've got one extra day and you're questioning what to do in the city. Just get out of the city and go see Muir Woods. Now, bringing it back to the city of San Francisco, what should you go and see? The first thing I'd say to go and see is go up to the Twin Peaks, which is two sort of twin peaks that are sort of mountainous hills in the centre of the city. But if you go up the top on a clear day, you can see the whole city. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge, you can see the downtown area, you can see the Bay Area. Anywhere you want to see in the city, you'll be able to see it from this beautiful viewpoint. It's more than likely going to be a little bit foggy, a little bit cloudy. Even so, it's worth going up there night or day. Two totally different perspectives of the city, but a must see. Now, Lombard Street is that famous San Francisco road. Well, it's a whole street, but it's the like zigzaggy street where it sort of goes down a hill, and it looks fantastic. However, it's just very busy. It's only a very small section of the actual road itself, and it's only special if there's not 100 cars on it at the same time. The first time I went, it was just rammed, and it just ruined that magical vibe that I was hoping to get from seeing a zigzaggy street. So the Painted Ladies are the famous San Francisco painted houses, and you've got a row of them. They look wicked, and the park area where it's situated is lovely just to sit down and just chill out and get away from the hustle and bustle of the actual city. I'm just gonna go down nostalgic road, bring you back to the 1990s, when possibly one of your favourite films at the time would have been about a man dressed as a woman. Yes, we are talking about Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire was set in San Francisco on a road called Steiner Street. You can actually go and see Mrs. Doubtfire's house. An interesting thing to go see if you've got a bit of time. In the downtown area, you can go to Union Square. It's a big like pillory sort of statue thing, very much like Nelson's Column in London. Pretty cool to see. It's right in the centre. You've got your Bloomingdale shops and your other sort of retailers surrounding it. The other thing around the downtown area and areas around San Francisco are the trams. The trams are iconic for San Francisco. If you're gonna do the old school ones, they will have queues and you will be standing there for a while. Fisherman's Wharf and Pier 39 areas. There's a lot to do down in the Fisherman's Wharf area, and there's a lot to do in the Pier 39 area. Pier 39, you've got the highlight of the sea lions. There are hundreds of them. If you're not a sea lion fan, you can catch ferries over to Alcatraz prison. You can do a tour around the prison, or you can actually do a tour inside the prison. I have done neither. I've had friends that have done Alcatraz, and they say it is fantastic, and it was definitely one of their highlights for San Francisco. Your Painted Ladies, your Fisherman's Wharf, your Lombard Street, your Mrs. Doubtfire, your Twin Peaks, all of those things are brilliant things to go see in the city. This has just been a very quick overview of my best bits in San Francisco and what I think you should go see. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, drop any questions below that you might have about San Fran and I'll get back to you. And until the next one, see you later.